Hey guys, Greg with Fat Man Little Trail coming to you from Outdoor Market Alliance. This is the favorite trade show I do. We do it twice a year. This is the winter show in 2025. This pairs PR people directly with media, so we get a lot of one-on-one time to learn about the new products from some of the biggest outdoor brands that are around. And this year I'm going to see about a dozen brands, even more, and I can't wait to bring them all to you. So here it is, my presentation of OMA 2025 Winter. I'm here with Michael, and we're going to talk about oboes. Michael, what is new with the line in oboes this year, and what are you excited about?
Well, really excited about the new Katabatic LT. So the Katabatic was this fast, or is this fast and light collection that was launched several years ago, and it's been one of their fastest growing collections and bestsellers. And they've pretty much overhauled it for this year. And so what they've done, and this is the LT and the women's low, is they've lightened it up. There was some more of this TPU cladding on the side of the shoe for protection, and they've replaced that with some more overlay. So you still have the same amount of protection as you had with the original Katabatic. A couple of things they've done, they put in some new spacer mesh, so it breathes a little better as well. Also adds to its lightness, etc. And then it's also available here in a mid in both men's and women's. But one of the things that we're really excited about it for this spring, and actually is available now, is the adoption of Gore-Tex. Oboes has traditionally used their own proprietary waterproof breathable called B-Dry. And for this season, this is their first time using a Gore-Tex branded waterproof breathable. And one of the reasons behind that is I don't know how familiar you are with Gore-Tex and its traditional construction, but it looks like this, where you have this sort of booty that's a liner in the shoe, takes up some extra space, but you've got that waterproof guarantee to keep you dry warranty from Gore-Tex with it. What they've done is they now have this invisible fit technology, and as you can see here, it's just bonded to the top of the shoe. It doesn't. The other one's more draped in there, and so what that does is a couple things. One, it's lighter. It's actually more efficient as far as breathability goes, and it's completely waterproof. And so, and they call it invisible fit because you essentially get the exact same fit as you would in the non-waterproof version. Sometimes in footwear, you put on a same size shoe and it's a little tighter, right? Yep. So with invisible fit, you've got that exact same fit. And as you can see here, it's got a little tighter mesh, but again, you've got that great guaranteed fit and performance, as well as the guarantee to keep you dry. And it's available in both a low and here's the women's mid. And that was sort of a challenge as well as doing a mid height in that waterproof technology, because you've got the tongue and so forth, so to ensure the waterproofness of the boot. So they're able to do that. And Oboes is one of the first to market with a invisible fit mid hiker.
And with the Gore-Tex, does that keep the breathability?
The breathability is actually improved with the invisible fit. Yeah, it's it's a win-win-win with this technology. It's pretty amazing that Gore-Tex has continued to evolve and create new applications from its original roots in waterproof breathable technologies.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Michael. That's what's new with oboes for this spring. We're here with Swanee Gloves, and we're going to talk to Charlotte about what is coming out for this spring and what you're really excited about with Swanee.
Yeah, so we're going to be looking at the Excel line right now, which is one of Swanee's best-selling lines of gloves and mitts. They're technical performance ski gloves, but they'll really fit any bill all winter long. So over here we have the current iterations in both men's and women's. We've got the Excel mitts. These ones are both undercuff, but we do have an overcuff option, so you can kind of pick which style you like and what your preference is. These all use Swanee's Triplex Alpha insulation technology, which is basically just body mapping different forms of Primaloft insulation. And then they also use an aerogel technology, which is quite space-aged. It's a non-conduit. So it's going to give you about 30 to 50% more warmth than some of our competitors, but it's not going to add any bulk or weight. And a lot of that lining is going to be on the back of the hand, since that's where most of our veins are running and giving us warmth. Super dexterous throughout the palm. You can already see here that it has a bit of a natural curve to how your hand is going to fit anyways. Easy pull tabs for on and off while you're on the hill or doing whatever activity you might be up to this winter. And these guys are just tried and true, made with their performance goat leather, super soft, supple, but reinforced in key areas. And as we look into seasons to come, you'll see all the technology here stay the same with the Swanee warmth and what has gotten them to where they are today as a heritage brand. Keeping the zipper on the back so that you can pop in a little bit of a glove warmer if you need it on an extra cold day. And as we look forward, you'll see these gloves sort of move in a slightly different style direction where you'll have a little bit more tonal branding where you can see the Swanee is a little bit more subdued. And we've put this Triplex Alpha technology call out in a little bit more of a subtle place too.
And those will be available more
These will be
in the
available
fall or next season?
Exactly, end of the summer. You can find these at your local retailers or online. So it's cool to see them sort of moving in a different direction and keeping up with the styles.
Absolutely. As a hiker, what would you recommend, the glove or the mitten?
I think as a hiker, it's a lot of personal preference. I think I would go glove personally. But these mitts do have pretty surprising dexterity just with those finger channels in there. So I think it just depends on what's going on that day. The mitts will keep you just a smidge warmer than the gloves. But I guess it depends how technical you're getting out there. Yeah.
I just like to hike in the snow because I'm going to fall anyway, so it doesn't
If you're
matter.
hiking in the snow, then go for a mitt.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Charlotte. And
Yeah.
that's what we got this year from Swanee. Welcome back. We are here with Alexa, and we're talking about Crazy Creek, and this is stuff that I really love because it's inflatable camp chair. So, Alexa, tell me a little bit more about this newest product.
Yeah, so Crazy Creek, they've been around for, 30, 35 years, and they're based out of Montana. And last year, they launched a new product called the Air Recliner. And that's what this is. As you can see, it folds down super small, it's super light, and it was their first ever inflatable chair. So just this coming March, so next month, they're introducing the Air Lounger, which is basically an elevated version of the Air Recliner. Essentially, it can look like the Air Recliner. This kind of looks like what the Air Recliner looks like, but it has an extra level here. And then, if you get to camp and you're tired and you want to take a break, you can lounge. So this rolls out here, and this can also fold down and basically create a full-on sleeping pad that you can lay on to lounge while you're camping or backpacking. It folds down to a 3-inch diameter when it's rolled like this. So it's really packable and lightweight, but it gives you that lounge option when you're outside.
That's great. It's just these clips right here will make it go down into a sleeping pad.
Exactly, yeah. So you just undo that there. And obviously, with every Crazy Creek chair, they have these hooks on the side, so you can basically adjust it accordingly. So whatever comfort level you want when you're sitting, if you want to lay back more, or if you want to be more tight up there, and then you basically can just undo it. You have a full-on pad that you can lay on to rest.
And do you know how much this weighs when it's not inflated?
32 ounces.
32 ounces.
I
That's great.
say. Yep.
Hey,
Yep.
32 ounces.
32 is right. Wow.
That is the perfect weight for me to be able to relax a little bit more when I'm out there camping. So thank you so much, Alexa, and check out all the new stuff from Crazy Creek. Hey guys, I'm still at OMA and I'm at the Roll Recovery booth, and they let the convicts run the asylum here because I'm here by myself. Let me tell you a little bit about Roll Recovery. They have these massagers which are amazing. I use these. My friend Brooke has written a review of these, and they're really good. And they've come out with this new recovery footwear as well. And I've tested this as their original, and I've used this shoe, and it's great. After a hike or something, I pop these on, and these are wonderful to walk around in. And there's a new thing that they've come out with now, and this is the new line, which are slides and flip-flops here. And what's nice about these is instead of like you get with a lot of them, where it's just super soft, and you're trying to recover, but you're just stepping through really, really soft, a base right here. What they've done here is they've made it a little bit tighter. They've put a little bar around where your toes are going to get in there to give your toes a little bit more protection and recovery space, but then it's going to give you support, which is what you're missing out on with so much of the other products out there because they're too soft. So you're sinking down and it feels comfortable, but it's not really giving you the support you need. And what Roll is doing is putting a little bit more structure behind that to help you recover after your hike. So that's all I've got about Roll Recovery. Let's see what other products we're checking out here at OMA. We're back at OMA and we are looking at Fall Raven. How do you say it?
Fjallraven.
And we're here with Rachel, and she's going to tell us all about the new products and what's coming out this year. What are you most excited about, Rachel?
Okay, so what I'm most excited about for our spring summer line, which is launching on March 5th, is our new Abisko Hybrid Trail trousers. These will be a really lightweight pair of trousers, so whether you're taking a hike just around your neighborhood, walking around your neighborhood, or going on a hike on some more technical trails, this will be a great option for you because it's lightweight and has a lot of ventilation. So we have our G1000 light fabric on the front, which is water resistant and wind resistant. Also adaptable if you use our Greenland wax and wax this G1000 fabric, it'll be even more waterproof and wind resistant for you out on the trail. The back is made from recycled materials, very stretchy, so it has that extra ventilation. So really lightweight, can still really support you in the outdoors over this summer. We have 2 pockets on the front and then also a ventilation zipper on the side, just in case you get a little warm in those warm temperatures.
Perfect.
Yeah, it also comes in a short option. So same thing, the G1000 light fabric on the front, and then recycled material and a stretchy fabric on the back. About a 7.5 inseam for both men and women. So it comes down to about here. So a nice comfortable fit when you're out there on
And
the
those
trail.
are separate. It's not a convertible situation.
Not a convertible situation. Pair of trousers, pair of shorts. Same technical specs. We also have some new really lightweight tops for men and women. Our Abisko light short sleeve is available for both men and women. It's made from recycled materials. It's super lightweight, moisture wicking, and then the seams on these are put farther along your back to reduce any risk of chafing, especially if you have a backpack, right? So it's much more comfortable out there. The Abisko Light Tank is made just for women. It has a nice flattering fit at the bottom. Same thing, the seams are in the back to reduce the risk of chafing. Also made from the same recycled materials. It comes down to about here, so if you're wearing a sports bra, it'll still cover it up. Lightweight, moisture wicking.
And are these UPF 50 for sun protection? Or?
They are not.
Okay.
Just really focusing on the lightweight and sustainability aspects
And
of
the
having.
breathability?
Yes,
Perfect.
yeah, absolutely.
Speaking of sun, how about a sun hoodie?
Right, so this is our Abisko Sun Hoodie dress, really inspired by our Abisko Sun Hoodie top. It has the same design up top as our Abisko Sun Hoodie top. Also has a little area in the back for your ponytail, which is super helpful. We're very intentional whenever we create new products for sustainability purposes. About 85% of our sales are actually carryover products. We're really proud of that, from a sustainability aspect. We're not going to create new products just to create new products and be a flash in the pan. We're creating new products based on our feedback from our audiences and consumers. So we knew that people loved the Abisko Sun Hoodie. So to make it into a dress version that's super versatile for women on the trail. You can wear a pair of shorts under it and wear it on the trail when you're out hiking. It's stretchy and not tight fitting. So if you're taking big steps on the trail, it's not like you feel restricted. And then so versatile in the sense of wearing it as a cover up by the lake or throwing it on at the end of the day around a campfire. So this is also what I'm really excited about this year.
Well, everything looks great for Fall Raven this spring. Thank you so much,
excited.
Rachel.
Of
Let's see
course.
what's coming up next at OMA. Hey, we're back and we're talking about Astral Footwear right now, and Max is going to kind of give us all the new stuff that's coming out this spring. Max, what do you got?
So, brand new from Astral. The brand is known for all of its work in amphibious footwear and PFDs. Made a name for itself making natural footwear, zero drop, barefoot feeling footwear. New to them is the Nosobo. This is one of their first forays into a distance through hiking backpacking shoe. And what makes the Nosobo so special is their new technology called the rechargeable midsole. On a lot of through hiking and backpacking shoes, one of the first things to go is the midsole. It's foam, it gets packed out, but the tread or the upper is still good to go. So we find ourselves wasting a lot of shoes, and protecting soil and water and overall just the environment is something that's really important to Astral, and also protecting value for the community of users, something that's important to them as well. So the rechargeable midsole, what it allows Astral to do, the Nosobo, you have the upper stitched directly into the outsole, where you would normally have a midsole on the sneaker. And the midsole is removable and replaceable. So if the tread is still good and the upper is still good, but you start feeling the midsole start to pack out, go ahead and replace your midsole. And this is a combination with the insole as well. And the additional benefits are also that when you stitch the outsole directly into the upper, you don't run into delamination issues, and you don't have all that nasty glue and resin that is not so good for the environment binding your shoes together. So, in a situation, let's say you're doing a pretty serious through hike, you're on the PCT or wherever you may be, you might go through 5, 6 pairs of shoes. The idea is maybe you only need one, maybe you only need two. So, that's the goal with Sobo. Buying less shoes, your shoes last longer. It's better for everybody.
And with that, not using the glue or not using as much glue with that stitching the top and bottom together, does that make it more of a like a recyclable shoe at that point, or better for the environment at all?
It still incorporates elements of EVA rubbers. However, not using those glues, those resins in the production process is definitely better for the environment.
And as far as the replaceable midsoles, are those? Can you get different like styles with that, or does it all like one for one?
For now, it's a uniform midsole. And then also along the lines of environmental friendliness, it's a recycled upper as well.
Oh, great. Very good. Well, thank you so much, Max. That's a look at what's new for Astral this year. Check it out. Hey, we're back, and look who we found again. It's Max. Max talked to us about Astral, and now he's going to talk to us about Rossi. What do you got for us, Max, for Rossi this spring?
Yeah, new from Rossignol is the Vazor trail running shoe. It's one of their first forays into trail running. Rossignol being over a century old, based in the mountains of Chamonix, France. Trail running, anything mountain trail related is in the brand's DNA, and what better to do than make a trail shoe? And for the first entry from Rossignol into this space, they have made an extremely high-performing, highly capable trail running shoe. It has all the DNA that make for a very high-performing road or trail run shoe. We have a diapason tuning fork in here for spring and rebound. You're going to get a lot of energy comeback from the Vazor. It's extremely light. It breathes very, very well. And the feedback from testers has been absolutely fantastic. It's got a 6mm drop. It's for pretty balanced running, and Michelin lugged sole. So it's ultra grippy. It can handle anything you throw at it. This is a no-nonsense, high-performing trail running shoe.
So for me, I'm a hiker more than a trail runner, but a lot of hikers are moving to a trail runner shoe like that. I hike mostly out here in Colorado. How does this do with the rocky terrain, like with traction and with protection on the bottom of your feet for like stepping on rocks? And
with traction and protection, excellent. We have this split back here that if things need to wobble a little bit, it'll handle it no problem. You got a decent amount of stack height here without going too crazy overboard with it, so it'll definitely handle it. I will say the tuning fork and the rebound and the stiffness definitely attributes itself better to being a proper run performance shoe. However, to accommodate that, we also have the new Vanosk from Rossignol, which still has all the components, a lug sole, really thin, light mesh, a thin tongue that's going to fit really, really well. Still got that stack height, still has the split to handle uneven traction, but without that tuning fork, it's just a little bit more approachable. That say you wanted to just use it as your trail walking little day hike shoe, the Vanosk is also a fantastic option.
And it's really important for people to know that if you're going to be using a trail runner for hiking, you've got to look at the technology that's built into it. Say it for me once again, because I keep pronouncing it Rossignol. So one more time, Max.
Well, the French would say a soft GN, so Rossignol, but a lot of the American team, we say Rossignol.
I'm just going to call it Rossignol and then just fade away because I can't pronounce it very well. Thanks again, Max, and we'll see you guys soon with more from OMA. All right, guys, we are back, and we are talking with Dave. Dave is representing Scarpa today. Dave, what is the new stuff for spring and summer of 25 that Scarpa has out?
So they've got a few new families. I know you're well aware we introduced the Moraine family last year. So the Moraine is, I guess, what I would call a modern take on a classic or traditional light hiker. It's a fairly stiff midsole with fairly aggressive lugs. And we've got a mid and a light in that. As you also know, we've got Reco integrated in this. A lot of people know Reco for its avalanche rescue capabilities, but Reco is now becoming a search and rescue tool. So you can find people who may have gone missing hiking. Hopefully that doesn't happen to people, but if it does, we've got this technology integrated here that makes you easier to find.
And that's just an RF signal that's built into the shoe that rescuers can find with a certain
It's a reflector.
reflector.
And so there's a unit that sends out a signal that's reflected back to that unit, and you can search vast swaths of forest using a helicopter in a relatively short amount of time, essentially, is how the system works. And this is the first light hiker that integrates that technology.
That's great.
We're excited about that. So that's obviously been in the line. We have two new families of hikers. One's actually an approach shoe, but it's a great hiker. We'll get to that in a second. That sort of build on that. So we've got also the new Rush 2 Pro GTX. We've had the Rush family in the line for a couple of years. This is a retooling of the Rush family for spring 2025. Essentially what Rush is, you can see we have a whole family of shoes, and there's some others that aren't here in the Rush family, but the Rush 2 Pro GTX is sort of like trail runner meets light hiker. So we've got a sort of a trail runner inspired chassis, very lightweight, think light and fast. But on the upper you see suede leather, so durability for hiking. So it takes the cues from the trail runner category and puts it into a true light hiking package. And in that we've got a low cut, mid cut, and then the Rush Polar, which is a winter version of that.
Are these waterproof or not waterproof or
They're
both?
waterproof. They all use Gore-Tex, and they're using the new Gore-Tex EPE liner. So you're going to see that from a lot of brands in 2025. But all of Scarpa's stuff is transitioning to that new membrane from Gore-Tex.
Perfect. You mentioned another new line.
Yeah, and then lastly, we've got the Rush family, which is over here. So the Rush, these are they're actually in our approach collection, so climbing inspired. But a lot of people hike in approach shoes, obviously. So if you get into more rocky terrain, that kind of thing, where you want like a grippier sole, something like that, you might use these for hiking. They also, you can get into easy climbing with them, but it's a nice hybrid shoe for that. So this is a pretty moderately priced. The low cut's $159 shoe, but like a lot of technology in it. It's got like a TPU rand you can see here, rubber rand all the way around the shoe, sticky rubber sole, nice classic suede construction, and just a good looking shoe. So we do that in a low cut without a waterproof membrane, and then there's also a mid cut with a Gore-Tex EPE membrane also. So that's all sort of the new light hiker stuff for 2025.
That's great. A lot of good stuff coming out from Scarpa, and we will check in with more from OMA coming right up. Hey, we are back again, and we're talking to Dave again. We talked to him about Scarpa. Now we're going to talk to him about POC, which is they're doing some really cool and innovative things with helmets. Dave, what do you got for us for 20?
Yeah, helmets and lens technology. So one of the newest things from POC is a system called Obex Connect. Connect is, so you can see this here. These are, it's a partnership with Harman Kardon, and it integrates speakers and communications into a ski helmet. You can buy it in the helmet, or you can, if you already own an Obex Series helmet, you can buy just these and integrate it, just clips right into the helmet. But essentially what this is it integrates with your phone, obviously, and at the touch of a button here, you can, with Bluetooth, you can listen to music, you can take phone calls, but then it's also got a separate, non-reliant on cell service communication system, which I'll get to here in a second. But starting with the music and phone function, at the touch of a button when you get it connected, and this is great sound, by the way, in Harman Kardon speakers. I'm incredibly impressed with the sounds this thing puts off. But and you can push the button if you're listening to music, stop the music, push it again, starts the music. If you tap it twice and hold, up volume, tap it 3 times and hold, down volume, push twice and don't hold, fast forwards the music, push 3 times and don't hold, it backs up to the previous song. So simply by tapping, you can have all these functions.
Nice.
So if you're wearing a ski glove, right, it's super easy to do this.
And
The
these buttons are huge, so like
Yeah,
with
it's
a
just
glove
the one
on,
button.
you can
With
still,
the one button,
yeah,
you feel it, and you just tap.
you don't have to worry about trying to get down onto a phone real
Totally.
tight.
The other thing is if you get a phone call while you're skiing, with the tap of the button, same tap, you answer the phone, same tap, you hang up. So you're no more pulling your phone out of your pocket trying to take your phone call on the lift or whatever. It like makes it all super easy.
Very cool.
The other thing that it does is on the other side of the helmet, it's got a similar button. This is the integrated communication system. So using an app, you can set up a private mesh with up to 8 skiers, non-reliant on cell phone. You can communicate with those people. So, if your kids are skiing or something, you can, hey, where are you? Or if you're like in a maybe navigating an avalanche terrain or something like that, you want to go one at a time, you can communicate from a distance. So the POC's really always been about safety and increasing safety, and this is a function that helps you do that. The other thing that's nice about this system is because it is so easy to use, if you are listening to music or something, you get to the lift line, you don't have to be that person who can't hear anybody else. You can just punch your button and then you can actually communicate with people.
That's great.
That's nice.
So you said up to 8 people on the non-cell reliant one?
Correct. Yep.
Do you know what the range is for that?
The range, so there's
Line of sight?
There's line of sight and all
yeah.
that, right? So they say minimum 300 feet, like it's
That's
going to
great.
do that. It will do much further when you have line of sight.
Yeah.
But 300 feet is like a safe zone for that, and quite a bit further when you have a clear line of sight.
That's really
So,
good. And I know you said, a lot of people go out there with their kids and family and want to make sure you keep them all together.
Yep.
So that's a wonderful way to do that. You
Yeah.
said there's also some cool new lens technology that's out there.
Yeah, and this is not so much new as this is worth knowing about, and it's integrated in more models. But POC has a lens technology called Clarity, and it's both in glasses for biking, but also ski goggles and glasses for winter use as well. Clarity's it's a partnership with Zeiss. Zeiss makes a lot of people's lenses, but Clarity's a little different because it was co-developed with Zeiss and POC, but it's exclusive to POC. And what Clarity is essentially it takes a different approach to how to create better vision. So with snow goggles, a lot of brands are using blue blockers. Blue blockers essentially block the glare from snow, but it comes at the cost of reducing sort of sharpness when it comes to terrain features and something like that. So you lose some of the ability to make out terrain features and things in low light.
Right.
So what they're doing is they're like slicing and dicing the spectrum a little bit, so it lets through some aspects of blue light, but not others, so that you get both features. You get, blocking glare and light, but also better terrain definition and better range within low light conditions. So,
Nice.
so the technology is sort of more versatile in changing light conditions. So there's a technology for that for snow goggles, as I described, and there's also for biking one that does the same things with like browns and greens. So in a dirt environment as opposed to snow, but it's the same idea of like not just blanket blocking spectrums of light, but like being a little choosier about how they block that light and how you improve your vision in the light.
And allowing people to get more detail in what they're seeing.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
not just kind of,
Yeah.
oh, that's great.
So really outstanding lens technology, and again ties to that goal for POC of increasing safety.
And that's out now for both the ski goggles and the bike goggles?
That is out in a variety of lenses and styles. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Check out POC. Dave, thanks so much for taking the
Yeah.
time. We'll
Thanks
see
for
what
your
else is
time.
coming up on OMA. We are back at OMA, and this is one of the brands I really wanted to see. This is Lift Foils. It's a wonderful way to get out on the water with a little bit of extra excitement. Kevin is representing Lift Foils for us. Kevin, what is new with Lift Foils for 2025?
Yeah, we've got 2 fantastic new products coming out. We just launched technically a couple of weeks ago. We've got the new Lift 5 and we've got the new Lift X. And what these represent is a completely rebuilt e-foil from the ground up. What you're going to see is completely redesigned from our existing model, which is the Lift 4. The really interesting thing about Lift Foils, they essentially invented e-foiling. They were the first to come out with a commercially available e-foil. They're really kind of the gold standard in e-foils. Their founder, Nick Leeson, who's based out of Puerto Rico, lives and breathes the water all day, every day. His mission is to create the best possible ride and the best experience on the water, which they've done a really fantastic job of. The Lift 4 still available and will continue to be available is an awesome board. But as you'll see, we've really just upped our game in terms of convenience, in terms of rideability. all sorts of stuff like that. So I'll take you through a little bit about some of the new things that we've implemented in the Lift 5 and the Lift X. So with the Lift 4, you kind of had a little bit more of a complicated time getting your battery in. You slot your battery in, you're essentially doing some open heart surgery where you're connecting the aortas, not really obviously, but you've got your phase connectors that have to go in here. You have your cooling system. Once that's all set and in place, then you can close the top down, latch that closed, the battery is taken care of. But then you also would have to, in the past, you would have to connect the mast and the wing via an assortment of bolts. So then you're taking the time to flip the board over, put the bolts in, tighten them down, make sure you've got everything in place and ready to go. That'll typically take you, if you're really experienced, it might take you 15 minutes, but for most people, it's going to take you 20, 25 minutes to get your board ready. So when you drive in the car for an hour to get to the water, you don't want to spend your time getting ready to get out on the water. So with our new Lift 5 and Lift X, we've got a really innovative system here with our battery, where all of those electrical components are integrated into the battery, and it is as simple as slot the battery, except it helps when you put it the right way around. You slot the battery in like so, push down, click. Your battery's installed. There's no additional cables, none of that with that. So as you can see, that took about 3.5 seconds. Very similar modularity with our mast and our wing system is our LCS system, which is our Lift Connect system, where now, when you are ready to go, you simply mount your mast onto the board, and then via the cantilever here, you simply, boom, you're set there. With the LCS system on the wing, you do the same thing there, and as you can see, that took about 45 seconds to get the entire board ready. You've got about a 2-hour ride time on your batteries, so you just took 45 seconds to get ready, and now you have the next 2 hours to go out and get after it on the water.
Is this LCS system available on both the X and the 5?
It is. The LCS system is new for both the Lift 5 and the Lift X, correct.
And obviously the battery is on both the X and the 5 as well?
That's correct. There's 2 different batteries on the X and the 5. Your X is typically going to be for the little bit more experienced. If you can see the guy in the photo here, you'd be doing something like that on one of the Lift X. Your Lift 5 is just a little bit more approachable. Your Lift 5 battery, you will charge up to 80% in 60 minutes. And with the Lift X battery, you'll charge up to 80% in 30 minutes. So you don't have to worry about excessive recharge time with the batteries and stuff like that either. So it gives you more time out on the water.
As a big guy doing Fat Man Little Trail, I've got the biggest important question. What's the weight limit on these?
I don't know the exact weight limit, but you would be absolutely fine on it. And I'm looking forward to getting you out on the water here when the weather warms.
That'll be the video you all need to watch. Now, the last question I have for you, is this something that somebody should try out on their own for the very first time? Or would you recommend getting somebody who kind of can teach you the ways to do this?
There are some safety things to consider with Lift, especially, everything's carbon fiber. The wings and everything, they're sharp. You're going at pretty good speed. These e-foils can go up to 30 miles an hour. Most people are not going to go anywhere near that speed. So there's some safety things, but a lot of it's common sense. The biggest thing, and we've got a completely redesigned hand controller. This controls your propulsion system on it. So when you climb up on the back of the board and you're ready to start heading out into deeper water or head to the area you go, you set your speed on here. It's full color display now on the new hand controller, a little bit more ergonomic. Set your speed on it, pull the trigger, and you'll start taking off. And then once you're feeling comfortable and ready to get up on the board, set it at whatever speed that you want to, hop up on the board. It's just knowing that you've got a propulsion system on the back, stay away from it, jump away from the board. Take your finger off the trigger. You don't want your board shooting off, a couple hundred feet down the shoreline while you're treading water there. But it's great. It's great to have somebody take you out that knows what they're doing. Just helps you through some of the simple mechanics of how to stand on the board, how to feel comfortable on the board, how to turn on the board. Lift Foils does also have, we launched this last year, and I don't have it here, but we have what we call the Blowfish. It is an inflatable unit that goes around the exterior of the board. Kind of looks like it's got bumper rails on it. It's essentially training wheels for an e-foil. So it gives you a little bit more stability, helps you feel more comfortable as you're learning. So the Blowfish is a really good option for if you're just learning how to do it. It also makes a really great way to go out like with your dog, or we see people taking their kids out on it. And whether you're up and foiling, whether you're doing something like this guy here, just want a new way to experience the water, there's nothing like it. This isn't it's not a jet ski. It's not water skiing. There's really nothing like e-foiling. And coming from the brand that essentially invented it, or at least came out with the first commercially available one, Lift is the gold standard in giving you that fantastic ride.
Thank you so much, Kevin. This is Lift Foil. I cannot wait to try this. It looks like so much fun out on the water. I'm not going to do what this guy's doing up here, but I'm going to have a lot of fun on it when I get out there.
Maybe by the end of the day you will.
We'll see. But anyways, thank you so much, Kevin. We'll be back with more from OMA. We are outside now at OMA, and we are talking to my friend Elias about Yakima. Elias, what is new for 2025 that you're showing?
Yeah, so this year we have the Sky Peak HD, and it is the first hardshell tent from Yakima. Here you have a rack you can sleep in. So you can put 400 pounds up top. Right now we have the Road Shower, which is about 150 pounds fully weighted, and you can add a bunch more weight up there. So you're able to put your kayak, your skis, your rooftop box, anything you need up on top, and also sleep on a queen bed very comfortably. The Sky Peak HD has a couple of vents, 3, 2 doors. You have a ladder rack. You have a very over-designed ladder to get in that is nice on the feet. Yeah, very comfortable. It comes in at around $3,000, which is about a 30% decrease as compared to competitors, which we like to see.
What all comes with that $3,000? Do you get the ladder? Is that included? Are these all separate parts? What all works with that?
Yeah, so after purchasing the rack and tent, you would have the ladder and these lovely little shoe bags included.
And is this a permanent install, or is it something that can come on and off easily?
Yeah, great question. It is not a permanent install. You can remove this from your vehicle. Super easy to take off. It does weigh a little bit, so you do want to have a couple of buddies around to just take it off of your rack system, but you're able to also add racks and items to the side of the tent. So one of the new products that has updated naming convention this year is the overhaul and the over and out system, which is the shades. So Slim Shady is getting renamed a bit, so you can put your 270 degree or 180 awning on top or next to the tent as well.
And when you were saying that you can put stuff on top of this tent, you're talking about the rack that goes on top of the tent. When this is all folded down, that rack still allows you to put extra things on top of your tent, right?
And when it's open. So you can still have all your weight up there. These struts are rated for a lot more weight than 400, but that is what we recommend, is putting 400 pounds at maximum up on top. So you could literally have your kayak on it right now as it's open, or your bike or anything like that.
That's great.
And this is great for car camping. This is great for the desert, anything like that, where you're able to go explore right from the car.
And what was the price again?
This is just under $3,000.
That's great.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk about this, the tent?
Great 3-season tent. There is storage options inside. There's a nice little light bar, so you can have some good reading light while you're inside. Yeah.
And does it come with a pad and all that?
Yeah,
Or is
it
that
comes with the
still
mattress. It's not blow up, so it is always ready to go. You can just pop the tent up. It does take about 10 seconds to pop up. This piece drops down, and then you would just fold the canvas inside the tent, and 2 latches on the back, and you're off and away.
Sounds great. This is a really, really cool new thing from Yakima. And thanks for showing it to me, Elias.
Thanks, Craig.
We'll be back with more from OMA right after this. We're back outside at OMA with my friend Elias, and Elias has this tiny little car next to us that he's gonna take us through. What is the Ross Monster?
So today we're with the Ross Monster Baja Plus, which is one of their great products coming from the brand. This is going to be their flagship truck product. So here you have our adventure truck. This is a Ram 5500 heavy duty Laramie edition that has been taken from a stock chassis and converted into this beautiful product you have here. A couple of things that we like to talk about with this one are the massive 40 plus inch tires. Included also are the Cali suspension and hydraulic liquid springs. So you're able to self-level this. You're able to change ride heights. This is right now at the maximum height, so it's a bit of an aggressive look. It's about 6 feet at the top of the hood.
It's taller than me.
It
Elias.
is taller. Yes.
A lot taller.
Also out here we have a sweet Fiamma.
Awning.
Thank you, awning.
Yep.
And then also our nice little Max Trax table out there
Let's
for
walk
some
back
outdoor
there a
cooking.
little bit and take a look at this. So your awning here, it looks like it's about 12 feet long.
Yes.
And
yes.
then how far does that come out?
That is a very generous awning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Comes out a long way, gives you a lot of nice shade.
Yeah, nice shade for those sunny days in the desert or in the outdoors.
And then we've got, for cooking, you've got a table over here, right?
Yep, nice little outdoor cook spot, whether that's making drinks or cooking up. That's a great recovery point as well. You have your Max Trax on there, which do in fact work with these tires, I promise.
Nice. And then we've got like hydraulic stairs to get up inside there, right?
Yeah, so now we can jump on inside.
All right. Well, hold on and we'll come right back when we'll be inside.
After you.
All right, Elias, take us through the indoors of the Ross Monster.
Yeah, so to start right here, we have a generous shower space with a nice cassette toilet as well. Here you're able to get a nice shower after day outside and take care of some business as well. Moving to our left, we have a great little sink system here, which can be covered up nicely with our custom cutting board. And included throughout the entire interior, we have a ton of storage. So here you have a nice little water filter, but basically 360 storage in this vehicle, which we love to see. Whether that is from under the sink or throughout the entire cab. Storage is definitely a priority, as well as being able to feel like the outside is inside with all these windows. Also included in the Ross Monster is 2 queen beds. So one is back here that can be converted from the dinette. This table easily drops down and is able to be converted into a very comfortable queen. And then on this left side, we have even more storage, and then a nice little induction stovetop, 2-burner, with a microwave, more storage underneath, as well as a refrigerator down here. If we take a look up, we can see a nice spot for the optional rooftop tent for the Ross Monster Baja Plus, where you can add another queen mattress. So you could be able to sleep up to 6 people in this interior. Behind you, as we roll around, we see another queen bed, which is likely the comfiest bed inside the Ross Monster, with additional storage in the back there and some nice reading and overhead lights with a Max Air fan. This interior system also is able to increase by 1.5 feet or so with a electrical lift system, being able to increase your overhead storage and overhead to about 6'5".
Elias, thank you so much for taking me through that. I can't believe that this truck can sleep 6 so comfortably, and you got a shower and you got a bathroom. That sounds like a great way to travel. Maybe this is perfect for me for the next trip. You want to give me the keys?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Sounds good. We'll be back with a little bit more from OMA.
Thanks.
We are back outside at OMA, and we're really excited because not only do we have Coco with us here, but we have Chris, the founder of Escapade.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
And can you tell us a little bit about what you've got with us today?
Yeah, so we are standing in front of the first purpose-built mountain bike off-road camper. This is the Topo 2 MTB. And so this is built off of the Topo 2 base, and it's a MTB trim level. What that means is it's going to come with everything you need to go out and have your mountain bike adventure.
Nice. Yeah. So you've got everything from a repair kit, it looks like, back here, and then kitchen sink. Yep. Take me through like your mindset on designing that.
Yeah, so the base of the trailer is a fully insulated trailer. So it is a one-piece composite shell with insulation throughout, so it's 4-season. We offer air conditioner on board as a 12-volt air conditioner. We also have heater as well, and that's Coco. And the heater actually is standard on the trailer, comes with hot water as well. Once we did that, we said, okay, how do we make this the best mountain bike trailer possible? So we've got the switchback hitch, which swings out of the way of the galley. You also have a work stand on the switchback hitch. It's locking in 3 different positions, closed, and then 2 open positions. And then, like you said, we have a full toolkit in the back. That's a Feedback Sports toolkit. That's going to come with the Pro Edition, so you get everything you need to keep your bikes on the trail. And then finally, it has the new Kuat Ion bike rack that comes standard with the trailer, and that is e-bike rated. So you can have 2 80-pound e-bikes.
That's amazing, because those e-bikes, trying to find I had one, trying to find a trailer for those is hard enough. Now tell me a little bit about the inside of the pod. What are we looking at sleeping and living quarters in?
Yeah, so the inside of the trailer is a 6-inch queen-size mattress. It's got tons of storage for everything you need for your clothing, also some deep storage for extra blankets and pillows, everything you need.
And when is this model going to be available?
Yeah, so the Topo 2 MTB will be released in April of 2025, and you can make orders at escapade.us.
And it's called Escapade. I said Escape Pod earlier. I apologize. Yeah. Escapade, this is really cool, and I've never seen one designed so specifically for mountain biking and biking in general. Yeah. It's really awesome that you guys did that. Thank you so much, Chris.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Nice
it.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you. We'll be back with more from OMA. We are back indoors at OMA, and we are talking to Morgan from Cotopaxi. Morgan, what's going on with the spring line for Cotopaxi this year?
You got it. So there is a lot of really great stuff. I would say the key items are some outerwear. So the new 3L hardshell Impermeo, which is really fantastic. A lot of their rain jackets have been a little more travel oriented, a little more casual, pared down. This is definitely the most technical offering, which has been really exciting. It's definitely for like more hiking, being outdoors, getting yourself sweaty and active. You've got the armpit zippers, a lot of ventilation, the taped zippers and seams, which is nice, but still travel friendly. It packs down into this pocket here, which is really nice. So you can throw it in your day pack, throw it in your Alpa travel pack to bring it with you on the plane, and you can still fit mid layers underneath it too, which is really nice. Speaking of, if you don't need a hard shell, their new Yermo soft shell is the other nice outer layer that they're offering this spring. I like it. I'm from Philly, so we don't normally need like the full raincoat. It's always drizzling, and this does the job. It's also nice because it's got surprisingly warm insulation in here. Really soft and comfortable. It's not too fitted, which is nice, so you're not feeling constricted. That being said, it's not so bulky you can't fit it under a hard shell if you need to, but really lightweight, really flexible, lots of storage, nice and colorful, like a lot of Cotopaxi stuff. And then there's a lot of great hiking gear and hiking pants for Cotopaxi. So starting on the end over here, we've got the men's Karahe pants, which are a wider leg cargo pant. So there's also a more boot cut Karahe hiking pant for both men's and women's. This cargo is just a men's style. And then this also comes in a short for both men and women down here. So the same great material, you still got your zippered pockets, nice pocketing, still really durable, flexible, breathable for hiking, which is really nice to have in there. And then if you want a cargo pant for women, one of my favorite offerings this spring is the Los Dos zip-off cargo pants, which is great. So these are nice. A lot of women's pants are always like spandex or a little too tight to be really good at being active. These are nice, wide, breezy cargo pants. They cinch at the bottom if you want a little more constriction around the ankle, around your boot, and if you get hot, zip them off. They're zip-off pants. Stash these in your backpack, in your day pack. If you have them on though, you still got the cargo storage here. You've got your belt loop here. It's got the nice flexible waistband too, stretch waistband, so it's a little more fitted, which is really nice.
How would these be with like weather and water resistance, anything like that?
Yeah, so the fabric is, I would say, slightly water resistant, especially like I said, if it's sprinkling, it's not going to soak through immediately, which is nice. They're still really breathable. If you're going to sweat, they're not going to like stick to you and be gross and uncomfortable, so they kind of have that nice balance between being water resistant and still drying really quickly if they do get wet, which is really nice. And like I said, the fabric's still really durable, so if you're like walking past spurs or thorny bushes, it's not going to rip holes in your pants immediately.
Yeah, like nice. To look at it, it looked like it was like almost like a nylon, like back in the 80s nylon.
Yeah.
But it feels like it's almost like a canvas or something. Like it feels like it's got a lot of weight or strength to it. So that's great. That's surprising to me.
I mean, one of the great things I feel like you're noticing with Cotopaxi this season is that you can be fun and playful and bright and whimsical and still be really functional and really well thought out and useful as technical hiking gear. So like you said, it's color blocked, it's really fun, it's very Gen Z, but when you get up close and feel it, you're like, these actually are really durable, good hiking pants.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of a fun addition to the season. It's really nice green color. There's a really pretty pink color block, an oatmeal color block, and then a black as well.
And these are women's only, and then we have the men's over there.
Yes, exactly. So the Los Dos are the women's ones, and then if you want a cargo, you're gonna have to go with the Karahe. Still really comfortable, good pant.
Nice.
And then if we come over this way, there's some really nice shirts for men too. If you want something a little more casual, we have the Estival shirt, which is kind of definitely more casual fit. Still works if you want to go for like a nice light hike, but definitely a little more, you can wear it out to lunch and look stylish at the same time. If you want something on the technical side, definitely check out this Pulso tech shirt. Really lightweight, really breathable,
Oh, wow.
very quick drying. Great for like those hot spring days, especially as you head into summer. If you're going to be near the water, it's another great option. Keeps you really cool, dries quickly. The snap buttons too, so it's easy on and off as well, which is really nice.
Sun protection on this one?
I believe this one does have some UPF protections, but I can double check that for you
Okay.
on what
No,
that is.
no worries.
Yeah.
It looks like a good sun shirt. That's why.
Yeah, yeah, it's really,
Yeah.
really nice and comfortable too.
Yeah, it's really lightweight. It's amazing how lightweight that is.
For sure, and both of them have that sunglasses hook, and then you're gonna get the wipe on the
nice.
inside. Yeah, which is great. So
Very cool.
a lot of great offerings. Women too. I know we have the Los Dos pants. As you can see what I'm wearing, we have a really lightweight, comfy jumpsuit for women as well. Comes in this really nice color and light green as well, as you can see. Really comfortable. I really like it. Good for travel. And then the Brinko shorts are now a Brinko skort. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, I love it. I love a good skort. Still really well, good drainage in the pockets. Kind of the whole point is it's a good, like, pseudo water short too. The idea
Yeah.
is you can go for a hike and then go jump in the lake afterwards and
Yeah.
wear the same short. So it's a skort now for women, which is really nice.
Sometimes you gotta cross the rivers. So
Now, one pair of pants to do everything.
There
So,
you go.
exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
awesome.
So
Well,
some of our key new items for the season.
thank you so much, Morgan. Thank you so much.
Got
And
it.
that is all that we have for the new stuff from Cotopaxi. We'll be back with more from OMA just after this. Hey, it's Fat Man Little Trail coming to you from OMA, and I'm talking now with Becca. And Becca is the representative for Gregory, and she's going to tell us everything about it. I want to know about these new alpaca packs. What do we have this year?
You are amazing at this.
Really good.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
Okay. I guess we'll do take two.
Well, we hope you edit. Okay, this is Gregory's Alpaca Gear Organization collection. It launched, originally launched in 2024, but they're adding to the collection this spring. So the kitchen case, that's new. This is a great way to keep your kitchen organized at camp. There's a couple cool features about this guy. You can set it on a table like this, and it'll stay upright, or you can hang it. It folds, and then you can close it, and it actually fits into this new camp box.
Ooh, yeah.
The camp box is a new 50-liter box that is tall enough for like paper towels, a bottle of wine. Great for your camp kitchen, but also just for gear organization, like in your truck or garage. The polycarbonate lid is see-through, so you can see what's in the box, and then it opens on both sides. So that way and also that way. So that is new, launching in March. And then these totes are launching in March too. There's a 35-liter and a 50-liter tote. They have a nice lightweight aluminum handle. They have water bottle pockets inside. Carry handles if you want. They're just kind of a do-it-all gear hauler.
Is that something where you would put the alpaca packs into the tote, or is that more designed for the pack or the box here?
This is designed like to be used on its own.
Okay.
If you're like, you know, going to a concert or down to the river or to the beach. Yeah.
Okay. And then these are all kind of independent and not packable, or you store them all in the box, or how would you best do that one?
Totally. Yeah, this guy is designed to fit in the box, as well as these gear organization pods. This is a 5-liter and 10-liter gear pod. So you can kind of keep your smaller things organized in your box, in your tote, wherever you need.
Perfect. If I'm going out, so this is kind of, to me, this is like a day trip, kind of a camping, a picnic with some, friends and family and stuff. But I want to go out and just do a hike, do a backpacking trip. What's the best stuff coming out this year for this spring from Gregory?
Yeah, we have a new day pack, the Kiro collection. This is coming out in 20, 24, and 28 liters. This is the biggest, the 28. It's a pretty simple, modern design. But the cool thing about this is the Cloud Contour hip belt.
Ooh.
It has a stretchy hip belt. It kind of reminds me of a goggle strap, but it provides a little bit more support, more stability, but the flexibility makes it easy to hike and move with. So that's kind of cool. Perforated foam back panel. In 3 different liter sizes. It's a unisex collection, so for men and women. That
belt had me thinking, I'm a bigger guy. What do you have for a plus-sized hiker? Is there anything out there from Gregory that can help us hefty hikers out there?
Oh, yeah. These hefty hikers.
That's what we are. We're happy hefty hikers.
Hefty hikers. The Triple H. Yeah. For that, I would recommend the Zulu and Jade LT. This is the standard size, and I don't have the plus size with me, but this pack does come in a plus size, which will have
wider harness and probably like an extended here to help with the belt, with the waist and all that?
Yep, exactly.
Perfect.
You nailed it. Yeah, it'll have just like an updated different shoulder harness and hip belt to accommodate a bigger bod. But it still has a nice suspension system. It sits off of the back for breathability, a really comfortable, more robust hip belt. These pockets are big enough to fit a phone. These guys are really, really nice day hiking packs. They come in, I think it's a 20, 24, 28 liters. Men's and women's.
And I love the fact that that Gregory has a plus size system. For those of us who are a little bit bigger, we don't have to try to squeeze into the pack. We get the same support as a normal sized hiker would get, just with a little bit extended on the belts and the clips, which is great.
Yeah, so exactly. Yeah, you've backpacked and hiked in some of our plus size packs. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're great, and like I said, it's not something where it's like comically oversized or anything like that. It's just enough for a bigger body to feel comfortable, just like a regular body would. So, Becca, thank you so much. This has been great to go over this year's line for the spring of 25. Gregory lines. I love the idea of coming out and going on a camping trip or picnic trip with my friends and family here, but then I can also get out and spend an entire day on the trails over here with some of the new lines. So thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh my God, thank you.
We'll see you later with a little bit more from OMA. Hey guys, we're back on day 2 of OMA, and I'm really excited to be talking with Aaron from LifeStraw. LifeStraw, I have them in my pack all the time because you need to have a water filter on the trail, but it's not just for the trail anymore, is it, Aaron? What's new for 2025?
Yeah, so over the last couple of years, we have made a filter bottle that a lot of people do use out on the trail. It has a 2-stage filter covered piece there. You can just reach down into the water and drink from it. But what we've heard from customers is they're looking for more everyday protection. Turns out our filters not only are great at protecting people from pathogens, bacteria, amoebas that keep you safe when you're outdoors, but they're actually also really, really effective against microplastics. What customers were asking is I'm not always worried about, getting Giardia at home, but I am worried about the quality of water coming out of my tap. So the evolution of that Go series has come to the new tumbler. So the tumbler is a very convenient form factor. I think we're all kind of familiar with the various ones on the market. they tend to compete over price and size or colorways. What we want to do is bring something to the market that gave an added value of that filter technology that we're so good at. So inside the tumbler, you have a 2-stage filter, same protections from pathogens that you would get from our regular outdoor products. But in addition, this is going to block 99.999% of microplastics in the water. In addition to that protection, it has a small chlorine insert. This small, small carbon insert is going to remove chlorine from your water. It's going to make it taste better. It also has some other capabilities of reducing, like say, organic compounds in the water that could also have adverse effects. Everything comes apart for easy cleaning. The form factor for it, perfect for sitting inside of a cup holder, fits inside of a pack, like a holster, whenever you're carrying it from where you're going. But this is that solution that's going to take people from the home to the office to the gym and maybe on their next adventure.
Aaron, that all looks great. Is this 18-ounce tumbler the only size that you have currently available?
Yes, it's a new product. It just launched. We went with an 18-ounce capacity because it's super portable. Because you can refill it from anywhere. You don't have to just bring your water from home. You can fill it at the office. You can fill it in a sink at a hotel or at a restaurant if you wanted to, and take it with you. And because of this small form factor, it's super easy and super portable, and it's good for all size hands. Yeah.
That's great. Thank you so much, Aaron. LifeStraw coming out with yet another product to help you keep safe when you're drinking your water. We'll have more from OMA just after this. Welcome back to 2025 OMA. I am here with one of my favorite clothing brands, Royal Robbins, and Jenna is representing them today. Jenna, what is going on with 2025 spring for Royal Robbins?
Greg, I'm so glad you asked. Some big storylines for Spring 25 from Royal Robbins are all in shorts. So Royal Robbins is all about versatility and practicality, so clothes you can use for multi-purpose. So all in shorts actually tap into the Royal Robbins archive for different prints pulled from the past. So all in shorts are shorts you can hike in, backpack in, do your river activities, so kayak, canoe, a day at the lake, trail run. So versatility is a huge story. They also are available in women's as well. All in shorts, all in for all of your activities. So really excited about that.
Do these come in different like inseam lengths, or is it all one? And are they lined or unlined?
This is a great question. When looking at reviews of different baggy shorts on the market, liners were a big concern. So these are unlined, so no liner that you have to worry about. They are the same inseam for men's and then a bit shorter for women. So
Sounds good.
yeah, really excited.
What else are we looking at for the summer season?
Okay. In tune with this, like tapping into archival prints, Camino Pucker is launching for men's and women's in Spring 25. So another pucker shirt. This one has a bit more stretch to it. I'm kind of calling it party performance because they're fun prints, but you can do all of your activities in them. So you can mountain bike, you can hike, these are the men's ones, go to the bar, so you can wear them casually or for your activities. They also have UPF 40 in them, so some sun protection, and they're really fun. Also available in women's. The women's is a bit more cropped, but still some fun prints and patterns.
Now, I know Royal Robbins always focuses on sustainably made products. Is that the same with the Camino? Are they using those same processes to build these new products?
Yeah, that's a great question. Definitely still using sustainable practices in their production. This is made with a Tencel modal, but there's a bigger sustainability story I'd like to get to a little later for Spring 25. First, while we're on the topic of puckers, the Desert Pucker has been Royal Robbins' best-selling adventure shirt for over 25 years, over 1 million units sold. And finally, this spring, we're getting a women's pucker. So the women's Desert Pucker, really similar to the men's, same material, except it's a bit cropped. It has a boxy cut to it. Fun colors. Puckers for all is kind of the story there.
I love the new designs and the different colors for women. As the men's, I think that blue, that desert blue or whatever they call the blue, is kind of like that common of what you see the Desert Pucker. But these have a lot more like kind of pop to them, which is nice.
And there's a men's one that's coming out in this color as well, this rose color. So
I like it.
Quite excited. Okay, getting to our big story for spring and going into fall. This spring, we're launching Mosquito Protection Technology, MPT.
you familiar?
I'm not. Please explain.
Okay, this is the Expedition 3, but essentially MPT is a tighter weave of fabric to keep mosquitoes out. So in the past, often you would have chemically treated products that are your mosquito and bug protection, and they're like good for 40 washes or good for however many washes, but then when they're not, where is that product washing away to? So instead of being chemically treated, these are just a tighter weave of fabric, and that's what keeps the mosquitoes out. They've been working with researchers at NC State, my alma mater, on this product. It received a PopSci Best of What's New for innovation last year, so really excited about that. So this is the Expedition. Still really breathable, so great for like humid places. The CDC actually lists mosquitoes as the deadliest animal. So mosquito protection is so important.
And it's a really like lightweight and feels really thin, but it still is tight enough to protect you from those mosquitoes, which is amazing because it feels like a really comfortable shirt.
Yeah, definitely. So there's a shirt, a couple shirts, and then this is the Wilder pant, available in men's and women's. So this is a bit of a thicker fabric, and this has the MPT technology in it. So MPT, all in short, and pucker are the big stories for Spring 25 from Royal.
That sounds great. I'm really looking forward to seeing the entire line and actually trying on the entire line because I love Royal and it feels so comfortable when I wear it. Jenna, thanks so much, and we'll be back with more from OMA right after this. 2025 Winter OMA has been great, and I'm really excited to have Kevin joining me again. Kevin is working with Liftfoils, and I wanted to award them the first ever Fatty for most innovative product